Alright, so I'm back with another video, and this time I discovered something completely by accident.
Is there anything I can use to stop
I accidentally reset the clock to 2 a.m. Yeah, for real. And I did it in a way that can be replicated very easily, so therefore it is a genuine bug and not an isolated incident, because I performed this bug 4 times in a row just to get this recording correct. So, yeah.
Check her green room in Rockstar Row. You may find one there. Use the service elevators at the back of the room. They go up to
So the way to make this glitch work is, normally
Roxy's.
you would walk up and save your game after you completed your parts and service for the first time with Freddy, right? As you see, I jumped into Freddy immediately and went down the hallway. I did not trigger the dialogue that, hey, Freddy, your friends have parts that we can use to upgrade you. You know that. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but in other words, that dialogue. It didn't trigger. You didn't see the subtitles, you didn't hear him say it, and it has a more reaching effect than I would have initially thought. When I first played this, on the first time that I did this, I didn't think anything of it. And, you know, reproducing it 4 times in a row, I realized that this is actually critical to making the glitch work. And as far as I can tell, it doesn't have any practical uses like speedrunning or anything, because there's an end game that's unavoidable, and we'll get to that when I get there. I'm not sure it's as important, but I just let Roxy know that I'm there to where she will go and leave the room, and I'll wait for her to leave, instead of having Freddy and going out the door and her being left in the room. So, I'm going to purposely run into Vanessa, and this will be the beginning of the glitch.
I bet your parents are worried about you.
Notice how I'm grabbed, and I didn't have a static screen to say game over. This voiceover is done after the fact of the video, so I can point out that you can actually hear a beep right here from the computer. And the other computer sound effects you're hearing from the monitors. So, because the game didn't know what time it was anymore, it thought that when I was grabbed by Vanessa was the original time that you would have gotten grabbed at 2 a.m. after completing either the loading docks or the VIP room, sending you back to 2 a.m. to the first time you fought Vanny. But this time, we already have everything. We have the screwdriver. We have level 4 clearance. So I can quite literally just go out the door and rush right towards her. Got stuck on the table there. So while we're waiting for the elevator to open, I'm trying to showcase in this area that, because again, this is the 4th time I've done this, that none of the security barriers for the escalators are open. It's like it's thinking that this is back in, I don't even know what time in the game most of these barriers were down, because even at 2 a.m., the escalators to go up the stairs were still functional. But you will see that most of the escalators here have bars that you just cannot pass by, effectively cutting you off from a lot of the game. You can't go up those escalators, those are locked off. The ones in the distance are locked off too. That's why I stopped for a second. These ones are obviously locked off. At this point, the only place you can go is over the mountain of boxes, over the wall, and you will see another Freddy. It is not our Freddy, because our Freddy was with us before this whole thing happened. Notice how Freddy's not saying anything here. Because the game doesn't know what time it is, the save points don't work either. They're in the error state that they would be at 6 a.m. Lost where the door was there for a second. So the only way to progress from this point forward is to backtrack through the parking lot area to get back to Rockstar Row. Because the escalator stopped working in the atrium, you can't go through the hallways connected to both of them. Thankfully, we have high enough security clearance to go through the door. So, how do we undo this mess? Well, you have to get Chica's party pass from her dream room. I also want to point out that if I had died to Vanny while she was in front of me, or came towards me as if she normally would have in the original 2 a.m. section, I would have died, and the game would have created an autosave for 2 a.m., which is obviously a problem because when this glitch happened, it was already 3:35 or so. Another fascinating aspect is that the Music Man toy will follow you, which doesn't happen originally in the original 2 a.m. area. The game literally does not know what time it is anymore. So now we're approaching the end game I mentioned earlier. It will reset the game, but in a really weird way. The very moment you get this pass, you are automatically dead.
Freddy, I found the party pass!
Well done.
Because Moon kills you instantly for some reason. Silver lining though, when he kills you, the game would normally create an autosave. And the autosave is at 3:55 a.m. This video is unedited so you can see that everything is indeed happening in real time, and I apologize that is why the video is a little long. My bad. Okay, so now we continue from the autosave at 3:55 a.m.
Oh crap! It's that horrible moon thing again!
Quick, find a recharge station. You should be able to see their locations on the map.
As soon as we get into the recharge station, all of the prompts that would have happened had Gregory been in front of the save station earlier are going to spawn in, and the game will effectively correct itself into knowing what time you are in the game. There they are now.
Gregory, that party pass is...
So you had to go through all that convoluted garbage just to get back to 4 a.m.
It can only be used once.
It's nuts.